All right. We're playing inFAMOUS still. Um, your Breezo's here. He is watching what could easily be referred to as a nightmare unfold on television. Uh, he will be talking to us about it. Like, all right, dude, calm down. Everybody, get into it. Get started. Get stupid. Get retarded. Get retarded. Let's get retarded. So fucking retarded, man. Yeah. I don't know what the current objectives are. Oh, there's one right. There's two actually. Right here, right there. Oh, so this is closer. Fuck it. Ugh. Okay, so, oh man, are you fucking serious?
Okay. So.
Talk to me, Big Daddy.
If I'm okay, I have to pause because I won't pay attention.
Yeah.
Watching it from the beginning, seeing when she gets off, when she gets off the plane and she meets the dude and everything.
Yeah.
Remember how Anthony said that dude was a drug addict?
Yeah.
He was. He clearly was.
Yeah.
You could see it. Like he was clearly either on something or recovering from something, and the way he moved, the way his body moved, he's definitely an addict, and you can see the difference between from then and his interview now. He's so much better. But also watching from that, just the year, like getting off the plane, she was completely clear.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not completely, but and then
clear
just
enough.
To see the decline in that footage of the last interview is just insane, absolute insanity. And there were so many different points. Like I'm only halfway in, and you can already see there's so many different points where, at some point, her life has been ruined by some man.
In multiple points, her life had been ruined by a man. Oh, we should probably preface. He's watching Vice's. From what we gather, it's like what month was it when we talked about that? For like, oh man, it was back in like Christmas.
Yeah, it's been a few months.
Yeah, because we was playing So it wasn't a bird. It was that thing.
And I said, I love you, and I think you gotta go get help, or you can die. And she said, I don't have a problem. And she was very angry with me.
Oh, Lord, remember.
This went on for hours. And she finally agreed. We got to the rehab, and we walked to the door. And Joni said, I don't know what we're doing here, but I'm out of here. After like 10 or 15 minutes.
Get the fuck away from us. Sorry, y'all know how it gets when you're.
I knew it was, the end of our relationship, basically. Joni went her own way, and that was the last time I saw her.
So.
I was heartbroken. She was my best friend. And
X-Pac ruined her second chance. Right.
You think so? You think it was him?
He ruined it. He literally said, I was the one that brought crystal meth to Japan. After that match she had with Chono is a legend.
A
A
legend.
legend
Just the way
in
you say
Japan.
it.
And
Just,
after that match she had with him, because here's the thing about New Japan is they're always looking for the next Westerner to put on top. They're always looking for the next Gachan, basically. Um, and for a while, and it could have been her because she was there right before Brock Lesnar showed up, and for a while it was Brock Lesnar. Then it became AJ Styles. Then it became Kenny Omega, and just recently they've been trying to push Will Ospreay. So New Japan specifically, like since then, the early 2000s, um, has been trying. And then you go even further back, in the 80s, and it was like freaking Vader and who else was it? I think like Sergeant Slaughter was big over there. Like they've always been looking basically for the next big white guy. And the position that she could have been in if X-Pac hadn't have snuck meth into the country.
which what's wild about that is like,
He got
had
meth into the country.
yeah, like had he got caught,
Oh,
he'd
it
have
was over
died.
for him because Japan has really strict drug
Yeah,
laws.
like no, they would have killed him. Like that's the penalty is death. Like,
Yeah.
and I don't get it. Well, okay, when I say I don't get it, what I'm saying is like, let's just be real. Like most Americans would like say that they don't like the way countries like Japan is run, right? But if you look at what goes on in Japan, society, like from a society standpoint, they're doing 1,000 times better than we are. Like they have better morals than we do, which sounds like a really weird thing to say, but like they take care of their elderly better, and like a good chunk of them aren't morbidly obese. So like I get the feeling like, well, maybe they're right. Maybe
I
maybe we
mean,
shouldn't.
it's
Maybe we
tomato
should.
potato. It's tomato potato though, because say you live in like China or something, they pretty much live in a police state. And the reason they live that way is because they are highly controlled. They are highly monitored.
I get that. Don't confuse me. Like I like well, don't get me confused. I know that they don't have like the freedoms and stuff. Like I completely understand that. I'm not like lost on that. But again, my point is that like maybe that's not the wrong way to go about it. Because I mean, we've kind of proven that if you give people free will, they will fuck it up. Like people will get to the point where they feel like they have the like God-given right to destroy themselves, and then you have to just deal with it. And that's not everywhere, mind you, but that's definitely I would say in America, like we are like self-destructive. We are self-destructive, and we will get to the point where we're like, yeah, and you have to take care of me now. Like I need to go to rehab, make rehab free. I need free rehab. Like I was on drugs, and I don't want to be on drugs now. But I might get on drugs again. So if I'm on drugs again, I need you to take care of me again.
It was such a up to have that volatile, almost unhealthy relationship in the world. No matter how many times shit would happen, we would
Ooh,
always
jeez.
come back together.
She was the one who had to make the decision.
Almost caught a drone to the dome.
Definitely was the big telltale sign that none of her demons had left. As a matter of fact, if anything, Vegas encouraged those demons. She was in a celebrity poker tournament. She didn't know how to play poker. This was all
I respect the fact that Pac was like, yeah, I took
He
meth over
accepted
there.
that he was a piece of trash.
Yeah, and a part of me feels like okay, so a lot of people would like give you points for that. Like okay, so you understand that you're garbage. God damn it.
Mm-hmm.
But there's also people out there who feel like you don't get points for that. If that makes any sense. Because there's
I
so
mean,
many
of
people.
course there will be like
Yeah.
there are people who are just like you were her enabler.
Well, no, what I
But at the
mean
same
is,
time, like
no, not that
he
exactly.
was also struggling.
I mean, like the simple fact that they would look at it like no, you're just trying to acknowledge it and like get in front of it so people don't hate you for it. Like
Yeah,
you're not really sorry. I was like, how the fuck would you know?
yeah. Seriously, he legit like he knew her for decades. Like they were friends, real friends. Like how do you meet? What do you mean? He wouldn't be sorry for any of it. Like if anything, he's sorry that like he survived. You know,
You think that
like
bothers him?
that's how I would, huh?
I mean, like I'm like cause survivor's remorse is real. So
Yeah.
I'm just asking, like, do you really like think like there are times where Pac is or Sean is like just kind of like up at night and like the idea of Joni like crosses his mind and like he thinks to himself like it's not fair. Like,
Undoubtedly, because for all intensive purposes, um, he recovered,
yeah, oh yeah, 100.
and before her, like his career recovered. You know, like he can go back on TV, he can still be talked about. He recovered perfectly fine, and this is even while she's still alive.
Real shit.
He recovered from all of that.
Yeah, he did. I mean, yeah, and they even like brought him back on Raw and shit, and like actually had him on TV.
Yeah,
Which I would point out real quick, the whole idea like that Trippy Trip is like, well, I don't want my my 8-year-old like going to Google China and they find the stuff. I was like, and what the fuck they gonna find out about X-Pac? Like
yeah, for real.
I respect that theoretically speaking, yeah, that does make sense. Like he's not wrong.
That's the massive double standard of it all, though. And I mean, look at same thing. I had this conversation with Jordan. Same thing with Xavier Woods and Paige.
Yeah.
Woods completely recovered. Paige never.
Well, that's different. I mean, when I say it's different, I mean like I think had Woods been in her position, he probably wouldn't have recovered. Like, and by in her position, I
What
mean
do you
like,
mean?
had he been like this rookie out here who like was a
At the
rookie,
time, Paige wasn't a rookie. Well, when they made the video, they were all rookies. When it got leaked, none of them were rookies. Paige had already been a multi-time champion by that time. Like
yeah, but
Paige was arguably further along in her career than he was. The only difference was that he had a
Amber
freaking
Alert.
video game channel. Dang, you getting them from Memphis too?
Yeah. Shit,
Why
you know
mine
what it'd be
come through
like?
so much sooner than yours?
I'm closer to Memphis, I think.
Yeah, but mine came faster than yours.
Oh, better cell reception, maybe. You bro, I don't fucking know. Like, why is this part of the conversation?
They clearly don't care about the missing childrens in southern Missouri.
Ugh, I hate when people say that shit. Missouri. Missouri.
Dude, I watched the previous governor of Missouri give a speech once, and he said Missouri and Missouri in his speech, and I was like, what in the world is going on?
He
And
knows
then
what
I
he's
found
doing.
out that it was a part of his public speaking pattern to speak to all parts of Missouri.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's why I said he knew what he was doing.
Yeah. Like they did it in all of the speeches.
So my mom says Missouri. And I was like, there's no...
She's wrong.
Yes, she's wrong, completely. There's no A-H. There's no A or
Hold on,
A-H
hold on,
at the end of
hold on,
Missouri.
hold on, hold on, hold on.
All right, go
And
ahead.
Eric would come back to the hotel room and be like, this is great. We talked about what bills we like, what we have in common and stuff. I'm like, really? A couple times I've done Evans and Clarkman's and things with her. I wanted to folks that so badly. I wanted to bond with her, and here she was doing the same things I was. I felt like I understood her. I knew she knew I knew, and I knew that she knew me. Now
character seemed like at worst at that time, which I later found out was probably attributed to them snorting heroin a lot and also blowing meth. And it's like, Jesus.
Dang, so the director was messed up too?
Just find that damn sphere so I can get out of this shit.
Well, no, that's the same guy.
No. I was talking about the producer.
She ran away from XCOM.
Because the producer, the guy who's in the car in the beginning, who's like, yeah, we're going to meet China, and he's like rocking back and forth, and he's got the huge smile on his mouth, he's definitely messed up. And that's the one, that's the one that Anthony accused, who was like, and he's sleeping on the couch down the hall from my 18-year-old daughter.
And he's a pedophile.
And it's like, dude, even if anything did happen, she was 18, so like, there's nothing you could do about it.
I think people have a disconnect with the word 18 because like ultimately I think most people would prefer
still consider 18 a child. Yes.
Yeah, because it has the word teen in it, and so like they attribute it like the same as 13, 14, and I think for most people like the legal age for their morals.
In a lot of states, the legal age is actually 17.
A lot lower,
for consent.
Yeah. And a lot of people would just rather it like, well, for it to suit my moral code, I prefer that the legal age of consent be like 21 or something. And like, are you trying to fuck a 17-year-old? Like yeah, I'm not, so I don't really got that to worry about.
So yeah, basically everybody that was involved in any of this was messed up and on drugs.
Yeah,
and Anthony was only thinking about the money.
Yeah. I mean, let's be real. Like, there was money to be made.
Yeah, but looking at all of the video footage, even from the first time at the convention when she saw Nick, and she had freaking tears in her eyes, like, it was a little, like, obvious. Like, she wasn't ready for the attention. Like, before they even went inside, they were like, how are you feeling? Nervous and tired. Like, and they didn't do anything, to fix the situation. He just walked her down the sidewalk and was just yelling, come meet China.
Yeah, but he figured, if I just push you into this, rather than, like, properly preparing you for it, it'll be better that way. Like, you'll just get used to it suddenly, out of nowhere, because that's how stuff like this works, right?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
I'm getting shot at from somewhere. Oh, over there, apparently.
When I met her, she was flying. She ran away from
It's weird. Like, I heard his voice when I was watching it, and it didn't sound the same to me. But hearing it through your TV, like, yeah, that's Anthony.
Because you're hearing it through the phone,
yeah.
Like the interview was.
And I love how he went out of his way to not seem as much of a douche.
Mm-hmm.
Which means that he's definitely aware of himself. If that makes any sense.
And just out there on her own.
Seeing her on Surreal Life, I knew.
Which honestly means that the person that we got on the phone was the real him.
Oh, most likely, yeah.
And I guess she just said, oh, well, screw it. Let's go ahead and do porn and make money.
I don't think this game is all that long.
I don't care if you're a blood fan, you're a wrestling fan, you're a reality fan, you're gonna love this movie.
She's trying to get work. A company comes along, an adult film company, treats her with respect, puts her high up on a pedestal.
I like how he was like, yeah, this porn company was like respectful.
What's wrong with it if I do it in a sexy, safe environment where I have control and they're going to make me feel beautiful? And, maybe mentally, like, couldn't go any worse. I feel like I lived in a hell forever.
You did. It was just a spiral down that, like, nobody could stop
Killing
but
the
her.
bastards that kidnapped Zeke.
Erase zero. All the electrolytes. Zero sugar.
I don't abandon my friends.
Oh, that was really short.
Hey, this is Christian on the Voting Bus. Tonight is back next week. Biden has committed to eliminating.
God, man, this is hard. Like, hard in the sense that it's just so unforgiving.
To make our country's drinking water safe for everyone. Then we're looking into why conspiracy theories seem to take such a strong hold in the black community. Then, some entrepreneurs trying to make the cryptocurrency space a little less white. Vice News tonight, Monday to Thursday at 11.
We made it across the whole damn country.
It's home.
That kills me.
You feel the ocean. All my life, I always wanted to be in LA, and I made that happen. And now I'm returning to LA, and I'm so excited right now.
Wait, you can't even warn. You cannot be happy here, you're dead.
Welcome to Canada.
That's how we got to California. There was a lot of problems, man.
So she plays piano too?
Oh yeah, she's a powerhouse. There wasn't much she couldn't fucking do.
Well, she couldn't sing, but
She probably could sing, just not to your liking.
But she obviously needs help.
Trauma is the wrong fuel for drug addiction. I always said, if you have bad enough addiction that you need to see me, I treated only the most serious cases. You have a 100% probability of childhood trauma.
Cause they're gonna pop out of somewhere, I know it.
From the time I can remember, she liked to entertain when she would put on puppet shows. Dancing. She was a really happy, fun little girl. Joni had a lot of her dad's traits.
Oh, was I supposed to go back around?
So charming.
Oh.
He was charming and good looking. And Joni was too charming and good looking. My mom and dad were going through a lot of marriage problems while we were.
Golly, like it's on normal. Like I don't have it on hard. I have it on normal, and it's just incredibly unforgiving.
She says some pretty raucous fights between us. There was an incident where Joe stabbed me with a butcher knife. I don't really know how much effect that had on her. Eventually that relationship ended permanently, but I think there was probably a lot of lasting impact emotionally on Joni, especially since she was younger. There was lots of stepmothers, stepfathers coming in and out, and my mother was very, very dysfunctional. I would go get away from all the yelling and screaming, really kind of separating myself.
I believe she would just say, I just wanted to be loved. That's what she was always searching for, was the love and the approval and the acceptance.
Maybe a couple months before her 16th birthday, her personality really changed. She was out of control. I always said it was like aliens came down and snatched her and put a different personality in her body because she wasn't the same Joan anymore. Her grades are plummeting. I was told that she was hanging around with a bad crowd of kids that were using drugs. I think we could have handled that if it hadn't been for her father, who was now on the scene telling her, you can come and live with me, you won't have to follow any of the rules. When she turned 16, she made the choice to go live with her father. That's the last time I saw her.
I'm happy. Happier than I was yesterday. Not quite as happy as I'm going to be tomorrow. That's how I live my life. There are moments
Is that
where
Anthony?
you catch yourself because you're trained. It's a lifestyle.
I'm just
And
like,
that's the
dude, it's
spiritual aspect
not about you.
where I was going with China.
So that is Anthony.
Make amends with your family. It'll make you stronger. It'll make you feel better. It'll make you happier.
The one thing I remember about the documentary, she said is Anthony was making her do things she doesn't want to do. She said that to me. But she didn't want to go, she didn't want to do it. And he was making her to do it.
So now we're in Miami, and I don't want to go first.
Are you fucking serious,
That's
man?
just some closure that I need. Dad was like a chameleon, you know, like he started as a stockbroker, and he wore the coat every day, everything. And then 2 months later, he was a Hell's Angel. So it was like that movie, Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, when they know what sounds mean. I'm almost relieved that he died, because I feel like I would have been over in Tokyo waiting for Dad to come through still. So we're gonna go to the grave, and I'm just gonna say my goodbyes.
It was a very difficult day for her.
God
Very,
damn.
very difficult day. But let's keep this process going.
Whoa.
The documentary she was doing was getting her to finally open up, and I think that put her in a state of
You're a
depression.
liar.
And it ended up pushing her further into darkness.
Good morning. Poor Jmann. We're gonna try something different.
So did you finish the whole thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Release or convey to my house. I know exactly where
You just smacked the grave right to the base.
Are you download Thumbtack today?
I was doing my third movie for Vivid, and I was getting painted in this green paint like every day. Green on my hair, and green up my nose, and green on my crotch, and like green everywhere. And then I was like picking up the bottle, and I was like, I'm gonna die. I wanna die. I didn't have any work in Hollywood or wrestling. And so I was like, that's it. I've had enough. You know what? Everybody's cut off. You don't get me anymore. I'm leaving.
She picks up, she goes to Japan. She becomes a...
At this point, like, any of you watching this, you're just watching the game and listening to whatever, listening to the show. Because, like, I'm listening to the show. That's what this is. Like, I'm listening to it again. I know there's one right there. Like, fuck out of here.
Living my own life, doing my own thing. I have to travel across the world to do it. I'm gonna be one of those success stories.
I'm standing outside the bishop's office, and this woman was there who I hadn't seen before. So I introduced myself, and she said, "Hi, I'm China." And she said that she had kind of a sketchy background, and she'd done a lot of things in her life that she regretted, and she wanted to have a new life. In the back of my head, I recognized the name China as a wrestler. I thought, oh, it can't be though. This is the most famous female wrestler in the world was just in my bishop's office. She wanted to get baptized because she wanted to put some of those bad decisions that were in her past behind her.
For like 3 or 4 years, she was living in Japan, and I was in communication with her through email. She went from dysfunction growing up and not having support as in a family setting to many, many years later. Now she has a family.
Of course you did.
Of
course you did.
Alone again. Now she is many, many years later with this Mormon family that's taking care of her.
Even though she was over there not really in the business anymore, the gossip and the rumors still circulated about her.
Following this Monday's Raw, there was an interview on the WWE Network where Stone Cold Steve.
Oh, you know, I have seen this stuff.
Come again?
The interview with.
Bit difficult though, and this is the flip side of the.
Yeah, I found it.
I got an 8-year-old kid.
Watching the interviews with
She's Hall of Fame, and 9-year-old kid
with
goes over
Scuzzbutt.
to look at China. I never heard of
See, I feel like the thing he's talking about this crap. The thing he's afraid of is going and finding out his kids finding out what he had to do.
He's referring to China's adult career. Do we really want to go down the list of felons?
What he had to do with it and what Uncle shot.
People that have been accused of murder. Does he have any idea where she was at that point in her life when she had to make that decision?
They go and hire me, and they hear Hunter saying, look at her, she can't because of this. That affects my career today, so it still goes on, and I have a problem with that. And that's why I'm in Japan working as an English teacher.
She wanted to make it known that she earned to be in the Hall of Fame.
You're still putting the sword in my back.
There you're sitting, married to Stephanie McMahon, in the McMahon Empire, set for life. How dare you?
Oh my gosh. Alright, well, let's end this episode.
Carrying on her
Golly, that's annoying.
from the past, and then she didn't know how to get back to the US.
Hopefully you enjoyed it. I enjoyed what
weird
weird amalgamation of YouTube content this becomes. My channel is devolving slowly into insanity because like I'm getting tired of doing it, and it's like ruined the video gaming for me, which isn't true.
First time we had contact was when she called me from
but
Japan.
like
But it had been 30 years.
I've seen whack. I've seen trash YouTube channels make it. Like, trash in my opinion, obviously. But, like, trash channels, like, 100% make it. So, like, I'm just gonna make content with my friends or by myself and just do it the way I want to do it. And I hope people stumble upon it. Because at one point, you know, it used to be just me trying hard to, like, make good, compelling content. Now I'm just making content that doesn't annoy me. And I think that's okay. Until next time, Night.